So last semester, I had a conversation with Mr. Cano, who teaches physics at Jesuit. And in that conversation, Mr. Cano let me know that he would be retiring at the end of this school year. So he and I have been talking throughout the school year, and it was important to me and it was important to him that before the seniors wrapped up at the end of this week, I wanted to make sure that Mr. Cano was thanked and recognized in Convocation for his many years of service to Jesuit High School. Mr. Cano served 21 years in the military before coming to Jesuit in 1998 when I was just a sophomore here. Mr. Cano never taught me, but many of my friends and classmates still remember Major Cano. He spent 28 years teaching physics at Jesuit High School. 28 years. That's remarkable. His primary role during that time has been teaching physics. Many of you, especially the 12th graders and some of the 11th graders now, have had Mr. Cano in class. His class is what I remember that for, and even some of my friends, my classmates who I've been talking a lot with in recent weeks because of my reunion coming up, Mr. Cano's physics projects. But there's some other parts about Mr. Cano that many of you, the current students, probably don't know. He served for 3 years as the school's athletic director from 2003 to 2006. And in 2006, he stepped down as athletic director to focus on leading the effort, leading the cause to create the Jesuit lacrosse program, and then shepherd it into becoming an FHSAA sport. That was no small task. It was a heavy lift, and Mr. Cano is one of the reasons that Jesuit has an FHSAA lacrosse program today, and I don't mind saying it's a pretty darn good one. Very successful. We all know that Mr. Cano lives at Jesuit, almost quite literally. He's one of the first people here every day, and even on my late nights, I usually see his truck in the parking lot. He is a mainstay at home athletic events, games, and extracurriculars of all sorts. He's been a very faithful and loyal ticket taker for the athletic department, just selfless, monotonous work, but he's insanely reliable and insanely generous with his time and just serving the school in many ways, big and small. Even as simple as selflessly taking on one of the few duties that no teacher ever wants. For many years, Mr. Cano has selflessly volunteered every year to take on the duty of arriving to campus before the sun comes up, to unlock the cafeteria, to make sure that students who arrive here before 7 a.m. or right around 7 have a place to go when they get to campus. It's Mr. Cano. All right, he gets here early, unlocks that cafeteria, and has supervised it for years so that you have a place to go when you get to school. Before Mr. Cano comes up to share a few remarks, I'd like to close mine with what I think is maybe a fitting way to honor Mr. Cano's 28 years of service as a teacher at Jesuit. And this is a bit of a trope, so I apologize for that, but there's a very famous play called A Man for All Seasons, and it focuses on the life of the Catholic saint Sir Thomas More. And in this play, Sir Thomas More is counseling, he's advising a young man who's trying to figure out what to do with his life. This kid's name is Richard. He's trying to discern his path, and Richard in this play is very ambitious, and he craves fame and fortune. And so quite famously in the play, Sir Thomas More says this, "But Richard, why not be a teacher? You'd be a fine teacher, perhaps even a great one." Richard replies, "And if I was, who would know?" Sir Thomas More replies, You, your pupils, your friends, and God. Not a bad public that. Please join me in thanking Mr. Cano as he comes up to deliver a few remarks.
My first thought is it's really a remarkable view from up here. I've never been up here before. I was in the old chapel. This chapel is gorgeous. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I wanted to start off with the line that life is a gift from God. I thought I always knew what that meant. A little over 2 years ago, I had a routine checkup, and it was determined that I had the main widowmaker artery was blocked 99%, and I had two others that were blocked over 90%. So instead of going home, I know Mr. Noyes was going to give me a ride home. I told my wife, I'm staying in the hospital, and I'm having a triple bypass on Friday, which was much to my surprise. At that point, I ceased to be in charge of everything, and it was turned over to God and to the doctors who were going to do my surgery. It wasn't like I looked around for a doctor. The guy who came into my hospital room said, well, I'm doing a triple bypass tomorrow, can't do it Thursday, how about Friday? So, okay, well, Friday sounds good. So we had the triple bypass on April the 5th. Prior to that, Father Hermes, who was here at the time, he came to my hospital room and he prayed with me. Now, I'm not Catholic, and it didn't matter. He came and we prayed and we talked. And when he left, he took all of my worries with me, or with him. It was in God's hands and in the hands of the surgeons that did the work. One of the blessings from my hospital room, which is right over here at St. Joe's, is I could see the cross on the church. That's the only part of the campus I could see, but when the sun came up in the morning, it lit up the cross above the trees. And that was very satisfying to me. I went into the surgery, and while you're unconscious for it and you don't know what's going to happen, I wanted to make sure that as they put the mask on me, that I was praying, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And everything went great. There was a gentleman down the hall from me in recovery, and he had complications, and he had doctors running to his office, to his room, and my recovery went great. And that was all due to God and the skill of the surgeons that, again, I had not met prior to going into the operating room. I didn't want to go out at Jesuit with just leaving for surgery, so when Mr. Scicchitano was very kind, I came back for 2 more years, and I'm in great shape as far as, like the workouts that I do. As I tell my students, the workouts I do on the weekends, I'm trying to go as hard as I can just to make sure nothing happens. Had I not had that surgery, I could have had a heart attack while I was driving and maybe killed somebody. I could have, but it didn't go that way. God blessed me, and I finally appreciated to a greater degree that every single day is a gift. I don't want to take any day for granted, and I am very blessed to be here. This is a wonderful school. I love being here. The athletic events are a labor of love, because I love all the sports that we have here. Again, congratulations to lacrosse. That was a great win last night. I feel very blessed. And as I go to say my prayers at night, assuming I don't fall asleep, like, dear God, and then you conk out and you realize you haven't said anything. I want to be thankful every single day for the gift He has given me to continue and to be at this school. Those of you I've taught, those of you I've not taught, the colleagues that I know, the colleagues I don't know as well. This is a wonderful place, and I thank you for the blessing that you have all been in my life. I'm proud of my military service. I'm very glad to have served my country, but in the great scheme of things, I think I've done more. Maybe you don't know who you've affected, and you find out years later who it is that you actually had some influence in. I don't want to start naming names, because then I'm going to forget folks. I won't be able to fix that. So those of you who I would name you right now, you know who you are. Thank you very much. It's my honor to be here, and if I talk too long, I'm going to interrupt my first period class. So thank you.